to think about me, myself, and I. When you're a student in school, to illustrate my point a little bit, do you study hard for an examination, and then after studying for 2-3 weeks and taking the exam and submitting, do you submit it with your classmate's name on it? No, you put your name on it. If you know you did bad on the test, then maybe you want to put your classmate's name on it, right? But no, you want the grade, you want the passing grade, you want the high mark. In the corporate world, you don't work on a project, then give credit to your colleague because you want the promotion yourself, right? You don't work on a project, get everything in, the loan pushes through or whatever, and say, no, I didn't do it, Harun did. No, in the corporate world, no, it's in my report. This was my project, blah, blah, blah. Why? So that you get the promotion. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let's face it. In this world, we were brought up in an environment where success and financial compensation is determined by getting credits for your work, your volume, your efforts. That's the way we were trained. That's the society that we grow up in. Whether we admit it or not. There's some people that will admit it, and there's some people, that will say, no, I only think of others. Well, then why do you think of others? Because it makes me feel good. So the benefit ultimately still ends up going to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's human nature. Okay, which now brings us to the classic WIFM. How many know what that means? With them. What's in it for me? My mom always used to tell me that as a teenager growing up. As long as you build your business that caters to this, in other words, to someone, what's in it for him, then you're going to make money. If you want to make money in this business, paradigm shift number 2. Forget about yourself. If you want to make money in this business, forget about yourself. Think only of your organization. Think only of your leaders. If you spent all your time helping those under you in your organization, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? If I spent 8 hours every day helping Harun, bring in his directs, and helping his directs bring in their directs, and then we start helping out and bringing in their, what do you think will happen? Harun starts to earn money. His network starts to earn money. His organization starts to earn money. They would earn more, then they'd be more enthusiastic about building the business. Let me tell you, if you have somebody that you refer to this business, and after 2-3 months they haven't even qualified for their coin, or they haven't had their first step yet, what's going to happen? Do you think they're going to be excited? No, they're going to be really discouraged about the business. You want them to get excited. You want people to be excited under you. That's why, remember I was telling you earlier, I thought when these 40, 50 people told me no, that's it, I'm not going to make money in this business. But I was wrong. And like I said, I took it happened to be a blessing in disguise instead of a curse. Because now, can you imagine if these 40, 50 people said yes? Can you imagine taking care of 40 or 50 people? Because only Ferdy and my cousin, I thank God that my cousin and Ferdy were the only 2 people that said yes. Because now I had 8, 9, 10 hours a day dedicated to just making sure that they earn. And let me tell you, Ferdy was doing very, very well in another company. Okay, he was earning the equivalent of about maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month US with another company. Dave, the same thing. Dave was earning about 9, 8, 10,000 a month with another company. Okay? So of course, they were giving more time for that company. So what I did is I told myself, I'm going to make sure that they earn so much money in this business that they eat, sleep, breathe, dream, think GoldQuest. And I spent 8, 9, 10 hours a day helping them out. And after a while, you know, Ferdy would call me, because let me tell you, my phone was ringing off the hook. I'd wake up in the morning, 7:30. Joe, you know, we have this group. Can you come? Okay, fine. Joe, we have this group. Let's go. Joe, you know, this group wants to bring in their group. Let's go. And because I was open to them, they kept calling me. After a while, I was spending 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And I said, Ferdy, Dave, you know, this organization's growing. You know, can you do some presentations here so that I can go and present over? Oh, no, we can't. They said, why not? And this is a true story. Because that company said if we don't stop doing this business, they're going to terminate us. And they were saying, Joe, this is still $5,000 a month. This is still $10,000. I can't say, you know, I can't just say goodbye to that. And that's when I decided I'm gonna make these guys earn so much money that they're gonna eat, sleep, dream, breathe, think Gold Quest. And I spent all 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And not just for and they've also the organizations on the other side. On the second month, Dave earned about 18,000 US. Ferdy earned about 10,000 US or 9,000 US on his second month. You know what they told the owner of that company? You know, in a letter, respectfully, sir, you know, if you want to terminate us, terminate us. Yeah. But we're not going to stop doing this business because what took us 3 years to do here, we did in 2 months. Now, would you like to have leaders in your organization with that kind of mentality? Well, then what are you doing to deserve it? Spend time with them. The more money they earn, the more excited they get. The more excited they get about the business, they will take it more seriously. Do you think Ferdy and Dave took a step of faith when they said, sir, go ahead, terminate us, but we're not going to stop doing this business? Was that a step of faith for them? Were they taking the business seriously? Why? Because that's where their rice bowl was coming from. If you want people in your organization to take this business more seriously, if you want them to spend more time, if you want them to open themselves up to more training, make it worth their time. Make it worth their while to do so. Anyway, in the long run, who does it benefit? When you have people that are committed, that are all out for this business, that do this business on a full-time basis, who does it benefit? You. It benefits you. I was in shock when I first got my check. I'm serious. I knew I was going to make money in this business. When I first sat down in the business plan and listened to the business plan, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. But when I first came in, I said, okay, I purchased a 9-header. Okay, in the beginning. I don't recommend that's what you do. Okay, that was my first time to be involved in this business. I didn't know all the strategies. Okay, if I would have known then what I know now about the business, I would have just done a 3-header. Because you can open under, right? We'll take that up during the strategy sessions. And it wasn't something that came easy. My wife was, how many met my wife here last night? She's not here now, so we can talk about her. But it's just our secret, okay? Just us and the people who buy this tape. But my wife was really, oh, another one of these, I don't want to join. How much do we have? 9-header? Oh my God. I mean, you see her, she's, you know, sweet, and you should see her when she's, she'd see her on the golf course. She turns into a completely different personality. But she was really, I don't want to have anything to do with that business. That's your business. I refuse any ownership of that business. Blah, blah, blah. But I was like, no, you know, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. So I, you know, put in my draft, started doing the business. 2 weeks later, I was in Cebu. Not Cebu, but Cebu. It's in the Philippines. Doing the business. And, you know, we weren't fighting anymore. Okay, we like to try and end our fights before we go to sleep at night. Doesn't always work, but we try. But anyway, we weren't fighting. And I was, you know, every night when I'm away, I'm calling her. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, hey, ba, guess what? We got a FedEx package today. Really? Oh, isn't it? Our coins. I was like, you mean my coins? Yeah, our coins. also our check. You mean my check? Yeah, our check. When I came back to Manila, she was with her friends and oh, you should see our new business. I was like, our new business? I thought this was my business. But that's the way it is. How many had a similar experience when they were starting the business? You mean my wife said the same thing to you? No. What I mean is, when you start this business, nobody's with you. Right? You have so many doomsday prophets, right? Explaining to you how you're going to fall flat on your face. Right? Of course, 2, 3, 4 months later, you're making twice as much as they are. But then that's when everybody starts to take note. Which is, okay, this is not on the PowerPoint, but I'd like to make this point. Always remember, okay, you and also the people that are your leaders in your organization, always remember to explain to them, the hardest part about this business is the beginning. You will have a very, very hard time in the beginning because nobody will believe you. Can you imagine walking up to somebody and saying, hey bud, let me show you how to make $20,000 a week? What will most people say? Yeah, who do I have to kill? Which bank do I have to rob? Because most people don't have even the imagination, you know what I'm saying? That they will ever be earning that much. Can you imagine what $1 billion looks like? I tried it once. I counted it. $1 billion, okay, you can spend $1 million a day, every day. Okay, and the women will love this, even Sundays. Okay, actually, I'd like it too. You can spend $1 million every day, including Sundays, for almost 3 years before you use up $1 billion. And Bill Gates has like what, 60, 70, 80, 90, depending on the stock market prices. But he has a lot. But can you imagine having 60 billion US dollars? Most people cannot. That's what I'm saying. Most people can't even imagine in their minds somebody pulling in a check of $20,000 a week. And that's the reason why people reject you. They're not rejecting you because of you. They're rejecting you because basically what they're telling you and themselves is, how dare you think that you're above us? How dare you think that you can achieve something that most of us can't even imagine? That's what they're saying no to. Remember we were talking last night about courage? Because it does take courage to sit here in your room, write down your dreams and your visions and your compelling reasons and burning desires and say, I will work hard to get this. It takes courage because it hurts when you don't get it. So people, instead of hurting themselves, they'd rather say, no, it doesn't exist. That's why people say no. That's why people give you a hard time when you're starting. But once you start earning money, is it still hard? You think Dave Trinidad or Ronnie Wong or Marie Glenn or Ferdy Tolentino or Anan or Patman or Tony Kong, do you think they have a hard time explaining to people that this business works? No, because does it work? Yes, look. See that subdivision? I just bought it with my earning. No, I was just kidding. But it'll get to that. Or you get shocked when you find out how much people have taken home because of this business. If I told you, you guys wouldn't believe how much the serious people in this business have taken home. You think about it. 10,000 a week. Now after 2-3 months, it's 15,000 a week. After 2-3 months, it's 20,000 a week. Do some arithmetic. What do you come out with? A lot. So it pays to take this business seriously. But anyway, can you imagine having Dave Trinidad earning $20,000 a week on one side, right? And then you have, let's say, T.G. Quintana earning $10,000 a week on another side. What happens? Never mind you. What happens to them? They become very, very serious about the business. They make sure they're fully trained. They make sure they train their people. You see what I'm saying? That's the way to make money in this business. Forget about yourself. And that's what I meant earlier. I was very shocked when I got my check because all I was thinking about was helping them build. I was involved with another company where at every end of the month, you know how it is in this business, usually it's end of the month, you check everybody's volumes and stuff like that. And every end of the month, I would go to the accounting department and ask, how much did this guy earn? And I'm talking about all my downlines, because this was an MLM company, you know, and these are all my downlines. And I was asked, how much did this person make? How much did this person make? And every month, I would come and ask how much they made, how much they made. And finally, after 2-3 months, the president of that company pulled me aside and said, Joe, how come you're only asking about, you never ask about your check? And I said, you know, it's inevitable. If these people make money, I will make money. And the only way I will make money is if I help them make money. In other words, I'm asking you to do something that I have done and I know it works. Just make sure they earn money. Can you imagine having 5 on your left and 5 on your right? All of them are millionaires. What about you? What happens to you? So will you benefit by helping making these people make millionaires, make millions? Yes, you will benefit. The only way you can earn big bucks is to help others earn big bucks. Don't gauge your success in this business by the size of your checks. You know what I'm saying? Gauge your success by the size of your leaders' checks. The more checks they have, the bigger checks they have, the more seriously they take the business. Let me make it clearer. Let's say you have an organization that you're just starting and you bring in, on your left, Tom, and then on your right, you bring in Bob. Jeff. I forgot, Bob joined the other company. Okay, Jeff was the one who joined us. If Tom on the left is earning $400 a month and Jeff on the right is earning $10,000 a month, okay, a slight difference there of only about $9,600. Who do you think would consider doing the business more seriously? Boy, really focused on dollars here. We forgot the guy's name. His name is Jeff, guys. Who do you think would take it more seriously? Jeff. He's the one that will take this business seriously. He's the one that will make sure he gets all the books, he gets all the tapes, he attends all the meetings. Those are the kind of leaders you want. Who do you think will consider doing this business full-time? Wouldn't you want to have an organization of all full-time questers? Yes. Now, if he's making $5,000 a month in the current vocation that he's in, and he's earning $400 a week or $400 a month with GoldQuest, which one do you think he'll take more seriously? Job. Of course, job. It could be a job, it could be a business, it could be whatever. You see what I'm saying? But if he's earning $5,000 a month here, right? And he over here on the other side, he's earning $20,000 a month. Which do you think he'll take more seriously? This one. So if you want your leaders to take this business more seriously, it's up to you. It's up to you. You have to make it profitable for them to take this business more seriously. And as a byproduct of this effort, who makes money? You do. I remember one time Dave Trinidad took me out to dinner, Dave and Ferdy, and Chit, and Pastor Bob, all the leaders in his organization, they took, which was really nice, okay, because I remember when you were first starting, you know, of course, you know, you have meetings, and you meet in restaurants, and, you know, everybody, when the bill comes, you know, everybody, you know, everybody's pulling out, you know, Dutch treat. You know, we call it KKB in my country, kanya-kanyang bayad for the Filipinos, which means Dutch treat. But nowadays, you know, it's all, no, let me take the bill. No, Joe, let me take the... Okay, fine, go ahead. But anyway, I remember that during that dinner, Dave goes, Joe, I can't think of a better way to make money. All I do is help people make money, and the more money they make, the more money I make. I can't think of anything more fulfilling financially. And that's the attitude that you should have. That's the attitude that you should have. In review, paradigm shift number one, learn how to work with your circle of influence. You don't seem very convinced. You must have had a very big lunch. Learn how to work with your circle of influence and teach others to work with their circle of influence. Number two, forget about yourself and help others. If you want to make money in this business, help others. Now, part two is how to help. Okay, I'm going to help these people. What do I help them with? Okay, what am I going to help people with? Because you have to have a specific formula. Okay, when you train a dog, for example, I'm not saying that your leaders are dogs. Okay, I want to be very clear on that. When you train a dog, okay, because, see, you have to understand, there's a difference between teaching and training. Okay? You don't teach a dog how to sit. You don't just say, sit, and then he just sits. No. Training is you have to sit down with him. How many times do you have to, you have to pull up and, you know what I'm saying? How many have ever done that before? I have never succeeded. I have never succeeded in making a dog sit. Gosh. I've read all the books, but I've never gone past sit. Forget about roll over. I haven't even attempted that. But anyway, I know what to do. I just can't do it. But you have to do it over and over again, and they'll fail. The failure part, I know. But then, when they succeed, there's the affirmation, in other words, there's a system. And that's training. Training is not just telling them once. Training is repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating until finally it becomes second nature. Do you ever wonder why these martial artists, 1,000 times, because I used to wonder before, why? Because during crisis times when you have to defend yourself, it comes out, you don't even think about it anymore. That's the reason for repetition, and that's training. And why do you think during the past 2 days we just take up a few points? Now, we're going to take up what to do. What's that process? Okay? First of all, when you refer a friend or a relative, okay, commit to assisting them to bring in others. Okay, commit yourself to it. We just talked about it. Forget about yourself and help others. One of the nice things about this business, however, is if you have a friend or somebody who comes in way, way below you, okay, does that mean you won't help them out anymore? If this guy, your friend in blue, whether he's 2 generations away from you or 50 generations away from you, okay, if this guy brought in Dave Trinidad or Ronnie Wong or Tony Kong or Ranjit Singh, would you guys still benefit? Okay, so commit yourself to helping those people under you in your organization. Commit yourself to it. Because you'll never know. When I brought in Ferdy, I didn't know he was going to bring in Dave. When I brought in my cousin, I didn't know that he was going to bring in TG. And that TG was going to bring in Rico, and Rico was going to bring in Patrick. I thank God for it. And I'm still thankful for it, but I didn't know that. So commit yourself to assisting them in bringing in others. That's the reason why you have to know how to present the business properly. You can't just tell them, yeah, just bring them to the office and let them. No, you go yourself. Let me tell you this, folks. The company, okay, both V-Team and GoldQuest spend a lot of time and efforts in helping. V-Team, we have a lot of presentations, a lot of business opportunity meetings. Use them. But don't let that be your only source. Because let me tell you, the best way to bring somebody in is one-on-one. That's the best way. Either one-on-one or one-on-two, or 2 of you coming in talking to his friend. That's the best way. That's the best way. Because you can tailor-make your presentation. You see what I'm saying? If this guy, let's say, is a salesman, you can present the business to him and show him the advantages of this business as opposed to sales. Now, I'm not saying sales is a bad profession. Please don't think that. But the only problem I have with sales is that when you're not selling, you're not earning. Through this business, you're able to set up an organization, a business organization, without the usual headaches of capital requirement, and still have business income. If you build properly, even if you don't, even if you take a vacation for 1 month, you still earn money. In sales, you don't get that. See, you can sit down. See, but if you're talking to a big group like this, you can't just sit down and talk about sales. But if you're talking to a salesman, you can tell him, with me helping you, we'll build an organization. If you're talking, let's say, to a lawyer. How many lawyers were here? Same thing. A lawyer only makes when he's lawyering or practicing. Right? If you're talking to an employee, what do you talk about? You talk about the demands of the job, you know, the pressures, and the fact that the company owns you. For 8, 9, 10 hours a day, the company owns you. So here you talk about the obvious benefits, which are the exact, here you own your time. Yeah, but Joe, you said you were working 10, 12, 11, 12-hour days when you started. Yes, that's true. But that was my choice. You see what I'm saying? It's my choice. I say if I want to work 15 hours today. I say if I only want to work 4 hours today. And Joe, you were making money before, but you only started playing golf in December, because I quit playing golf. And I only started playing, yeah, but it was my choice to quit. Nobody told me, Joe, you can't play. You see what I'm trying to say? Choice. It's about, why do you think in our brochure we put freedom of choice? Because that's what this business is about. Anyway, I don't want to recruit you guys. You guys are all involved in the business. I don't want to bring you in anymore. But you see what I'm trying to say? The best way to present is to sit down one-on-one. That's why you have to commit. But when you have a friend or a relative that comes in, you look at him and say, Harun, don't talk to anybody first. That's one of the first few things you're going to have to learn in caddying. Commit yourself to them in bringing in others. And when they come in, what happens to him? He gets excited. Wow! Because the business plan that was shown to him, you know, the feasibility plan, if you bring in 2 and they bring in 2, now they can see it's starting to happen. It's not a theory anymore.